welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a stationery haul. A couple of days ago I got back from a trip to the Netherlands to visit my good friend Pamela, who I actually met in the journaling community on Instagram, and we've been friends for I want to say like 6 years now. I've known her for a good while. I went to Amsterdam back in 2019 and she toured me around the city, but we only had a few hours, so we wanted to meet up again, and we went to Amsterdam, we went to The Hague, and then obviously there were lots of stationery shops along the way. We were doing journaling in like different cafes and every evening, and so needless to say I picked up a few bits because there are stores in the Netherlands that we don't have here back in the UK, so it was a perfect excuse to bring some stationery souvenirs and do some shopping for different goodies. So I had to control myself because obviously I was limited by what I put in my suitcase, otherwise I probably would have brought a lot more back home with me. But we went to a couple of different stores. I'll try and pop some clips in throughout the video that I took. So we went to like Action, Hamer, Stationery, which we do have here in the UK, but not anywhere near where I live. Also Flying Tiger, but nowhere near really where I live either. So it was nice to visit some of these shops and pick up a few bits. So I thought you might be interested in seeing what I picked up on my travels, and I also have some papers and washi samples that Pamela kindly let me go through her stash, and we kind of did a bit of a swap of our stationery and sort of washi samples. And then I also, for my travel journal, I decided to keep it within my A6 Hobonichi. This isn't something I normally like share in my videos. However, I thought I would give you a peek into the pages where I did some travel journaling, because I thought that might be interesting for you to see. And they are a lot more interesting as well because I've got sort of tip-ins and photos and things like that. So I will show you that in a moment. But first of all, let's go through some of this stationery. So one of the first things I wanted to show you was this little leather pen pouch. Now I do have a pencil case that is sort of a similar colorway. It's just one that I picked up in my local Sainsbury's, so it's not actual leather or anything like that, and I do love this one, but it is quite large. I took it with me on the trip and it fit in like, you know, different pens, and I also put washi tapes in here too, but just for traveling I did want something that was a little bit smaller. And when I saw this one in one of the shops that we went into, I just thought that it would be perfect. So it has Flying Spirit sort of debossed on the side here, and I believe the brand, because it's inside on the label, is Clairefontaine. So that's who is the maker of this pen pouch. Like I said, it's just a lovely little compact size, perfect for popping a few pens in when I'm on the go. So I just thought that this would be the perfect little pen case, and of course to keep then something that's a sort of longer term stationery item that I can use sort of for years to come. And whilst we were in this shop I also picked up a couple of pens. Now it was a sort of speciality like fountain pen store, as I'll show you in some of these clips here. And I love the look of fountain pens, but I'm not a fountain pen girly. I think just the upkeep of fountain pens, as well as the price of fountain pens, is just not something that I wanted to sort of fall down the rabbit hole of. But I did pick up a couple of these Pentel, they're just sort of markers. I will show you just a swatch here in the back of my Hobonichi, just so you can see. So it's like a sort of brown and mustard yellow almost, and I just thought that these would be nice. I don't have any markers in these colours, so I just thought that it would be a nice addition to my collection. So you can just see there. So I love this rust brown colour. It's almost a little bit orangey, and I thought that this would be perfect for using in my journal. So I got those pens at the same store as well. Then I picked up this tin of watercolors. Now these were like £3, €3.40. And the quality is exactly what you would expect from watercolors that are that price. But I saw that Kaylee Gray had posted about these watercolors on her Instagram, and I'm more interested in this cute little tin. So you can see here the paints are super chalky, so I'm not sure how good the quality will actually be. Maybe there's something I can do to try and still make use of them on some other papers, but I was more interested in the tin because I think this will be a nice tin for my actual watercolors. So you'll have to excuse they are a little bit messy, but currently I have my watercolors in this tin, and then I also have some overspill in this tin. So a lot of these are Daniel Smith's, or they are handmade by Little Rainbow Moon, I think it is. And some of them need topping up here. I haven't actually used them in a while, but I do want to get back into using my paints, and so I just thought that these would be perfect for that. I mean, the brush might even be pretty decent. Doesn't look too bad, and at the end of the day I can even use it for glue if it's not that great of a brush. So yeah, like I said, I was mostly interested in the tin because Kaylee had said how cute the colour was. So I just thought, I'll show you, I just thought that this would be really great for my paints. I don't know if I'm able to get, so I can kind of get 3 in a row here, which is pretty nice. Maybe not all the way, depending on the paints. There we go. So it's a little bit snug, but I think that this would be nice. There's probably a different way. Maybe I should pop them sideways. That might be a bit of a better way of doing this. Let's see. Maybe if I pop them this way around. And I might put some magnets on the bottom of the paints, obviously to stop them from sliding around inside the case. But I just thought, because I've got these paints in 2 different tins, I thought it would be really great to consolidate them, have them all in this one tin, and then I've also got this then for mixing on the go. So I think these might be a little bit, yeah, like I said, they're quite messy. I really do need to do a sort out of my paints, but let's see how many I can fit inside this tin. And then I'm going to do a cleanup of my paints. I think some of these might actually be what's the brand, Winsor and Newton. Some of them might be Winsor and Newton, but I know some of them are definitely Daniel Smith's, either from tubes or I've bought little samples here. So let's see how many this is fitting. So I might not be able to fit the shimmer paints into this pot, but let's see. So yeah, I literally haven't used these in so long, so I really need to give them a good clean out. So yeah, I think some of these might not fit, but then to be honest, I don't actually use a lot of the shimmers. So let's see, how many have we got here? 22, 24, 26. So 26 watercolors. I don't think that's bad at all. And then it's obviously got room at the side to pop in a paintbrush there, and that all fits then in one tin. So I have a couple of spares here, but I might see what I can do to sort these out, pop them in colour order and pick out my favourites. But I just thought that would be nice then, so I can see most of my watercolours at a glance. And to be honest, these shimmer ones, they are really pretty, but they're not something I gravitate to all the time, so I might just pick out some of the ones that I'm more likely to use. So rather than this purple, I'm probably more likely to use the sort of rose gold shimmery ones like this, rather than the green ones and the purple ones, but they are very pretty. So moving on from the paints, the next thing I wanted to show you are these stamps. Now these are from a shop called Action, which I've heard people in the Netherlands certainly, and possibly in other countries in Europe, talk about. It's not something that we have here in the UK, so I was really curious to see what all the fuss of Action was about. And I decided to pick up a couple of these stamps. Now I was really amazed that they were actually only 80 cents each. I think they might even been like 79 cents, which is a really good bargain for some stamps. So I haven't actually opened them yet, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now, and then do a little bit of a sample, not a swatch, but I suppose just a sample stamp almost of these. So they're just rubber on a wooden back. So they're not super duper fancy, but I just thought that this design was really sweet, that I could maybe use it as a border or as a divider between things in my journals. And then this one here is more of like a journal spot almost, so I could do some writing inside it, or if I wanted to have something sectioned out within my page, I thought that this would be a really sweet design. So I've just got my favorite ink pad here, the VersaFine Vintage Sepia, which I use all the time. It's one of my favorites, so let's go ahead, and I'm just going to use it in my Hobonichi here. So I'll just pick today's page. So let's see how this little journal spot one does. The lines on this are really fine, so I'm hoping that the all the details will be picked up when I stamp this on the page. Let's just make sure it's got plenty of ink. And then I might need to put something underneath my Hobonichi because it's getting really quite thick. So let's maybe pop it here, make sure I'm in frame, and then let's pop this down. Oh, that's nice. So there is the stamp. I think that looks super cute, and that will be perfect for adding a little bit of journaling in there. You could even maybe colour it in with some watercolours or something like that. So that is that one, and then let's do the other one maybe on the other side of this page. This is yesterday's page that I still need to do my journaling for. So let's just do this side here. So maybe let's do it along the, should we do it along the top maybe? Or yeah, let's do it along the top here. There we go. Oh, I've stamped that a little bit wonky, but never mind. But you can see there it's little, I don't even know if these are like flowers almost, so it might be fun to colour some of those in perhaps. But I think that's a really nice design to use in my journal in different ways. Yeah, I've stamped that a little bit wonkily, but never mind. So those are the two stamps that I got from Action. Let's see what else we have. I've smudged that a little bit, never mind, let me leave that to dry whilst we go through some other bits here. So these are quite basic. So from Flying Tiger I picked up some little gift tags because I just love the colour and the size of these. I think these will be really nice to use in my Junk Journal July journal coming up next month. I just love the size, they're so cute, and I think there's lots of things that I can do with this. And then also talking of basics, so Hamer is not something we have here in the UK, and I saw these alphabet stickers and I just thought that they were the perfect size, so I actually picked up a pink set and a black set because you can't go wrong with black. And I was using them to do one of the pages in my travel journal. So hold on, let me just pop something in between this. So I was using it actually on this page here to write the titles, and I was really enjoying how they looked, so I decided to actually go to the Hamer when I got to the airport, and I picked up a couple more packs because I just really loved how they looked, so I wanted to make sure that I had some extras. I'm sure there is a sort of equivalent that I can find here in the UK somewhere. Maybe like the Range probably has something like this, but I just really liked that they were nice matte plain black, because sometimes you get these and you know they're like sparkly, like shimmery gold and silver, which isn't really my vibe, so it was quite nice to have these black ones. And then I thought the pink ones, they might be quite fun too, and they were like £1 or something, so they weren't hugely expensive, so I just decided to grab some of those for my journal. And then here I've also, again, I've used a couple of these in the travel journal pages in my Hobonichi. So I think on this page here, yep, I've used one just in a background here. But these are, again, a basic. They're just some like craft plain stickers, but I thought they would be nice maybe as journal spots. Would be great with a white pen, and I think there's just 20 different stickers. So I thought that that would be a really nice basic as well. Then let's see, sticking with Hamer, so this was in like the office supplies section, but they are these coloured stickers, and I really liked the 3 here that are more muted pastels. So you have like a blue, a green, and a bit of a like pink, almost peach, and then of course the neon yellow and the neon pink. But they did make me think a little bit, they reminded me of Jane the Crazy for some reason, her journals where she has like the wild neon colours, and yeah, I just decided that I wanted to use some of these, so I thought they could make nice little spots for a date, or even for adding some decoration. The other thing I thought they might be good for is sort of folding between a page, so if there's something I want to bookmark in my journal, then I could stick half of it to one side of the page, fold it over, and almost tab it. I thought that might be fun, especially for these more neon colours that are a bit more in your face. You would definitely see them from the side of the journal, so that's something I want to try with these stickers. So let's talk about these other stamps actually. So these are from Stationery, I hope I'm saying that correctly. And they are these tiny little stamps, so small. I have a set of alphabet stamps. Where are they, so I can show you for comparison. So just for comparison, these are the typewriter stamps that I normally like to use in my journal, and these are the new ones. So they are super duper dinky, but I just think they're a perfect size for doing journaling in my A6, so I decided to pick them up, and I believe I've already used them in my journal. Let's see if I can show you. Yeah, here on this page. So I just used my brown ink there, accidentally missed a spot here, but you can get the idea. They are nice and small to use in my A6 journal. That is the stamps. Next, let's do washi tapes. So I picked up a set of 4 floral washi tapes in Hamer. These are beautiful colours. I love the greens and pinks recently. It came with a 4th one that was more of a peach orange, a bit like this colour of this pen. And it had gold foiling on it, and it was a Pamela vibe, so I decided to gift her that washi out of this set, and I kept these 3, like, they're almost like daisies, but I just love the colours. I think this one is definitely my favourite. And then I couldn't leave the Stationery either without picking up some washi tapes. So I have here this pink one with some yellow on it, and then also this dark one here with, I think they look a little bit like strawberries. I don't know if they are, or they might be just flowers, but I just love the pattern of this one. I really love dark florals. When we went to the museum in The Hague, the one that had the girl with the pearl earring painting. I'll pop the name on the screen, I can't think of it right now. But they had these beautiful paintings of dark backgrounds with florals on them. I'll pop them on the screen as well. I took so many pictures of them because I just really loved them, and it's actually really inspired me. I really want to do some paintings inspired by that. It was the first time in a long time that I had been to an art gallery and come away and thought I actually really want to start painting and drawing based on that. So I took a bunch of photos of the different paintings so that I can use them sort of as reference and inspiration in my sketchbook, and then also I might try and you know, transfer some of that into my journal spreads as well, because they just looked so pretty. So yeah, that was the washi tapes that I got. We did also do a washi swap, so Pamela was taking samples of all of the washis that I had brought with me on my trip, and then I got the pleasure of going through Pamela's huge box of all her different washi tapes, and so I just took some samples of some of my favorites, and I'm definitely noticing a theme here with kind of like the colorways and the dark florals. So I'm really excited to use these in my journals and have a little bit of Pamela's collection here. One of my favorites is actually this cat washi. So Pamela said that this is from a local cat cafe that did some cat washi, but they are shaped like little cats, and it's so cute. So I'm looking forward to using those in my journals. So those are the washis that I got. And then let's see, so here are some paper packs that I picked up from we actually went to it was like a Japanese store. They had all sorts of bits and pieces, but also a stationery section, and so when I saw these paper pads I just kind of couldn't resist. So they are more like origami papers in terms of how thick they are, and each pack has 48 sheets with 4 different designs. So of course, being in the Netherlands, I had to pick up ones that had tulips on them, so I loved this one here at the front. And then there's also a purple one, one with yellow tulips all over it, and then another one with red and blue design here. And then this one has a lot more soft pastel-y designs, so there's a pink, a purple, a blue, and I love this like yellowy green one as well that will be really nice to use in my journals. And then there was also a vintage inspired one, so of course I had to pick this one up because it's right up my alley, and I really did love the blue and sort of reddish pink floral one here. And then there are a couple of different sort of background ones, so there's music paper, book paper, and then this one which you can see on the back here, it has all sorts of different pictures on them, so they might be nice to use as individual cutouts, or I'm probably going to use it more as a background design element in a page. So those are the 3 sort of paper packs that I got from that shop. And then finally, Pamela was very kind to give me a few papers from her own stash. So we have this beautiful floral one here, one with cats, and then also this, I don't know if it will pick up, it's got like a kind of shimmer to it, almost like a night sky. Then she had this set that had loads of like vintagey florals, which I loved. So you can see here there's all sorts of different ones with nice muted tones. Definitely something that I love to use in my journals, like this one here, for example. Absolutely beautiful. I love these, and I'm looking forward to using these in my journals as well. And there's also these like botanical ones here that I think would be really nice to perhaps do some fussy cutting with, or maybe even make some pockets. They might lend themselves quite nicely to that. So there's lots of things that I could do with these in my journal, and I think I'm probably going to use these as well in my Junk Journal July journaling that I'm going to be doing next month. And then we've got a few more here that are florals, so some nice blues and pinks, and yeah, lots of different papers here that I'm looking forward to using in my journal, and also some larger ones here as well. So just some more, these are almost like cardstock, so just a couple of these as well. So I'm super excited to use those. And then in terms of sort of ephemera picked up on the way, of course I was taking like paper bags and things from everywhere that we went, so like this. And also in one of the gift shops that we went into, I bought a couple of magnets, and they were popping them into these little paper bags. She was actually popping them in a larger bag, and Pamela mentioned about the fact that we were doing like travel journaling basically, and could we have some more. So the girl was super sweet and gave us some extras of these bags so we could use them in our journals, and she did actually say that she does some travel journaling as well, so it was nice to find someone that gets the journaling. So I think that's why she might have given us a few more extras of these bags, so that was super sweet. So yeah, that is all of the stationery bits that I picked up on my travels. I did also get a patch here, one of these iron-on patches, and I thought it might be quite nice to add one of these to my traveler's notebook perhaps. Again, Jane the Crazy, I've seen she's done this with iron-on patches, added them on, so I just thought it might be nice to start collecting like one of these from every place that I go to, just so I can have a bit of a collection going for things like this. So possibly, yeah, I might add this onto my TN. And then, oh, I also have, so this isn't stationery related, but it kind of is. So they had in lots of the different souvenir shops, so I think this is a very basic purchase that I've made, but they were super cute. So basically they had these like mugs with lots of different colours and designs on the front, and I thought that this one was really cute, of Amsterdam. I absolutely love the colour, and thinking about it now, it actually matches almost the paint tin that I got earlier. And so I got the smaller one because I just think it's the perfect size for adding my pens to. So that's a really cute addition to my desk, just to add my pens into, because I feel like that's what we always do, is you collect mugs and why not make cute pen pots out of them. So that is the final thing that I got, but not stationery related, but it kind of is, because I'm gonna put my pens in it on my desk. So that is everything that I picked up whilst I was in the Netherlands, and I'll show you, because I've been showing you a little bit throughout this video, but the Hobonichi pages that I did whilst I was there. So I had a lot to journal about in a small amount of pages, so I decided to do a lot of tip-ins and things like that to make sure that everything fit within these pages. So I did a tip-in with one of the bags that I mentioned here to include some extra photos, and there's also some business cards that I've tucked within here as well, just as a way to keep those all in one place. So that opens up like this, and then I also added in a postcard here from the windmill kind of village that we visited, and so that worked as a divider between the pages. And then on the reverse I added this from Volendam because we went to this place in the morning and then visited Volendam in the evening or the afternoon. So I actually cut this out from one of the magazines, like the free leaflets that they hand out sort of for tourists. So I cut this out here so I could add this into my journal, picked out the city name again as the title, so I thought this turned out super cute. And then for Amsterdam, this was a day that actually we did a lot of stuff, so I had a lot of photos that I wanted to include, so I'll show you how I added them all in. So I did a little tip in here just with the sort of itinerary, like a list of everything that we did as we were going around the city. Included some photos here on the reverse, and then this is from the stroopwafels that we had, which I know pained Pamela because she is Dutch, so yeah, it was very touristy for her, but obviously it's something that you only do once, so I definitely decided I needed to keep the packaging from that. And then I added some photos in here, the stamping as I said before, and then this is how I actually managed to add in some more of my photos. So I'd printed them quite small, just on regular photo paper, and I decided to stick them together sort of back to front and make this into a bit of a fold out here. So you've got like the canals, we went to Bagels and Beans, that's outside this like souvenir shop, the stroopwafels, we had some Dutch fries, we were waiting for the canal tour there, and then this is just a sort of more scenic shot that I took, and I just thought that this was a really nice way to add in more photos because I was working with a really small size of this A6 journal, but I didn't want to add in sort of more pages. I wanted to try and keep it all contained, so I thought that this worked pretty well actually. I might fill up some of these blank spaces here maybe with some washi tape or extra bits of journaling perhaps, but that was the page for Amsterdam. And then for The Hague, which we went to the following day, there's actually quite a bit of writing, but I included also one of these tags here, so you can see I've kind of separated out some of my journaling with it that way. Included a cutout from the museum brochure of the girl with the pearl earring. I also included, so this was the ticket that I got from the museum. I also backed some of the tulip origami paper onto it and used it as a place to add some extra photos. And this is the tag from the pencil case, and then just some like little bits and pieces. I'm loving laying out pages in this way. So yeah, that is a little peek at my Hobonichi. Most of my pages aren't this interesting, so I promise you're not missing out on anything when I don't share my Hobonichi pages, but it is getting pretty chunky, and so I'll be moving into the A6 July to December version of this. I'm really loving the cover as well, with all the different stickers and things I've collected, so I'm a little bit sad about moving out of this one into a new one, but it's bittersweet because I know that it's always fun to start a new journal and it's a fresh start of decorating, so I can pick some more stickers out and things. So yeah, that is everything for my travel journaling and the various bits of stationery that I picked up on my travels. So I hope you enjoyed joining me and seeing what I picked up. As always, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.